All right, let's do a quick mic check. Everybody doing? Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Everything decided to not work properly as soon as I went to start streaming. Like set everything up, went, got ready, came back, had to restart and redo everything. So the beginning might be a little scuffed as I try and finish setting this up. All right. Um, Start today with the face cam because I need to get my painting. So, uh, yesterday we had the first class on my workshop, which was great and went really well. But I have to replace out the painting because I'm not going to be working on that on stream today. How's that? That works. Cool. All right. Oh, I can get rid of that. Right, first, let's fix the face tracker. Then I can get rid of the workshop. And there we go. Little slideshow is back. That's what I mean. My camera is all scuffed today. Let me fix that real quick. Like I said, everything was all set up, and then I go to actually stream, and I had to restart my computer, restart my cell phone. Couldn't transfer my images over. Just everything decided not to work. So this will just take a minute. Every time I do a new painting, I have to do this to figure out where the painting needs to go and how to distort it properly. I did make this handy guide that I think I should put up. I think I'll put up on my website for free so people can use it if they want. It's a great guide for what's it called? Measurements, just to get things that are proportional. Hey, Des. I did have a good workshop day yesterday. I think it went really well. The students are all really nice. A little on the shy side. Hopefully they warm up. They seem to warm up at the end a little bit. That might just be me, though. You know, maybe I'm off-putting to them. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. Nah, it went really well. How are you doing, Des? All right, this is about as straight as I'm gonna get it right now, I think. It's close enough. Yeah, the No, I'm really happy with how the workshop started off. Someone has already started doing homework from the class, which is great. So yeah, I think it's a great start. Actually, two people started doing homework. Take that back. Those is saying I'm okay, tired. I sketched out a portrait last night from grid and realized it was the wrong reference, so I'll be redoing it. Uh, it happens. It happens. I don't know if this has happened to you. It hasn't happened to me, but I could see this happening if you get the grid wrong, like the proportions wrong. I can see that also being a pain. Like I said, it hasn't really happened to me, but I could see that happening in general. You make it just slightly misshapen and the whole thing comes out wrong. Like I said, I generally don't use the grid system anymore. Well, I should be more honest about that. I do use the center lines, which is you could claim it's a very, very loose grid system. and that's pretty accurate, honestly. I always say if I do a very large painting, I might, you know, I might add a few more lines to it. But generally speaking, I don't really use the grid system that much anymore. I personally, I just found it get more in my way than helped, but I that's not criticism of the merit of the system at all, because it's more a personal thing. You may does says, yeah, I make large squares. Yeah, yeah. I I have a painting where I did a bunch of fabric. It was like really wrinkly fabric, and I remember in the beginning I got like I gridded it out and everything, and then when I tried to go in and paint it all, I got lost. I could not figure, like I started losing like where I was, and it almost became like a maze, trying to figure out how to, you know, trying to figure it out. So, yeah, sometimes it can really hinder or get in the way. However, I guess if I didn't have access to my computer and I wasn't using like, technology or anything, it might be different. I might feel, you know, very different about the whole thing. So there is that. All right, let's see where things are with this painting. I haven't even thought about this painting since Thursday. All right, where are we? Okay, let's see. Eyes are pretty close to where they need to be. The neck isn't. That needs some work. Um, Side of the face needs some work. Hairline as well. This side. The crown is just a nightmare. Jawline's in the right place. That's nice. Well, this part, no. Um, Little over here. It's not bad. It's actually in a decent spot. Just gonna go in and carve out some of the spots that need what's it called? Correcting. Then I can get into like the actual painting of it. I need a brush for that. Jeez, my brain. I forgot to check. Is it dry? Uh, oh, it looks like it might actually be dry, which is, damn it. Not all of it's dry. Okay. That's only that thing up there that isn't dry. All right. Where is my, oh, what is it called? I don't know if you can tell, I did not take my ADHD meds today. I am out of it. Very, very out of it. Oleo gel, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. Need more caffeine. That's where I'm at right now. All right. So just quickly going to oil out almost everything. It is a small painting. If I was working on a very large painting and I knew I wasn't going to get all the areas, I wouldn't oil out everything. I would only oil out the areas I knew for sure I was going to be working on, because you can always, um, you know, oil out midway if you need to. Some of the red wasn't completely dry. Oh well. Okay, Des. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Um, you made someone cry again. You don't mean to. If you call them bad names, you should expect them to cry. Cassandra says you're kicking people. Des. Yeah, right. What are you doing to people? This is no, my sister went to a meeting with an executive director of the charity, showed her latest paintings, and the woman looked down. She teared up in empathy, I think. Interesting. Ike says, "Good evening, everyone." Hey, welcome, Mike. How are you doing? It's good to see you. I mean, that's really sweet, Des, that it affected her that way. Access doing okay. Good to hear. Sorry, I am trying to be like on today, but I really should have just taken my ADHD meds. I try to take breaks from them occasionally because you're supposed to, but there's never a good day to take a break from the medication, which creates, the fact that there's never a good day to take a break is, uh, it's frustrating because there's always something that I'm like busy or need to be, want to do or whatever. And so I always want to be able to focus because this is kind of a controversial idea, but being able to focus helpful in life. Anyways, I'm babbling at the moment as I'm just trying to fix the placement of things at the moment in this painting. Wait, this is were you playing your game? Did it get, oh, I was playing, yes, I have been playing Elden Ring. The DLC released and I've been playing it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I am very much enjoying it. I I wasn't gonna cancel stream today, but I would be lying if I didn't say part of me wasn't tempted to just cancel stream and keep playing. I feel like you're not really a gamer if that doesn't come up at some point. It's a lot of fun. It's really hard. It is a very challenging game. This is, oh yeah, call off work for now. Uh, for new WoW content. LOL. Yeah. I've never called out for work, but I've been tempted to. I've definitely been tempted to. So yeah. And especially when it's like, no offense to any viewers right now, but like I'm not making money off of streaming. So it's like, okay, um, you know, but once again, it's all good. I get more out of streaming than just money or enjoyment, I really enjoy streaming and I do like um the interaction and everything. That's really what I like about it. That says, remember, I'm the mom who took her kids out of school to sit outside the theater waiting to buy tickets for Harry Potter opening nights. Ah, that's right. Forgot about that. Some things it really like, I don't know, maybe I have the wrong mentality, but I'm just like, so, with a few exceptions, but like who cares? If you miss a day of school, whatever. I know people who barely went to school and they were fine, but I'm not saying I think that's a good way of handling it, but like a day here, a day there, who cares? That says some things are important, especially to creatives, for sure. Yeah. Michelle says my mom would have done stuff like that if it was a thing back then. Think that makes you a cool mom? Yeah, I agree. That says my kids were A students. They weren't missing anything. Yeah, see? There you go. Here's the thing. Say what you will about school. I mean, I'm all for education overall, and like you said, your kids were A students and all that, but and I really do. I do respect teachers. I think the job's really hard. I can't imagine doing teaching kids who don't necessarily want to learn and everything. But one thing I can say, I'm sorry it's this way, but like if there is one thing, school is not exactly the most efficient thing in the world. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh no, you missed a day of school. Oh well, it's not, like I said, it's just not efficient. So really, one day isn't going to make a difference in any direction. At least that's my opinion on it. Hmm. I I suffered through school. I was not a morning person, and I was really bad at when I was a kid. I was just a zombie the whole day. Hmm. Excuse me. Yeah, I went through high school half asleep, which I'm sure isn't a totally unique thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people who do that. So let's see. Interesting. In the reference image, her face looks so much greener and colder. Um, Even though everything is on the warm side, I think I'm pushing it even further. I need to tone some of it down. A lot of times it's not even um, putting it to any particular like tone hue shift. It's just changing it from like saturated to desaturated, like just going into the grays. It often is enough. A lot of times on the face when you see like, blues or greens or yellows on the face, a lot of times it's just literally gray. Like it's just the same color of the face desaturated and it just looks, you know, like that. I just realized I might have to change where my painting setup is. Just realized that. That's gonna suck if I do. Um, I got prescribed reading glasses. So, uh, this is about as far as they'll go. So if I want to see my monitor, which is a little further than my painting, I might struggle with that. Like I might have to take the glasses on and off a lot, which might be a pain. I don't know. Never had glasses before. Which is astonishing because my mom and dad are both half blind without glasses. Thanks, Des. I appreciate that. Wait till I need bifocals. You never needed glasses? Do you wear glasses now? Cassandra says, I've been happy to have mine. The doctor finally told me it was time for all the time glasses. Interesting. That says, then I hit about 45 and I can't see close up. My sight is great far away. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not far off from that. My sight far away is fine right now, luckily. But it's the up close. Yeah, it sucks. Michelle says I've needed glasses since I was like third grade. My eyeballs have never been great. And honestly, glasses look good on Leod, so I have nothing to complain about. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I still hate it. The one advantage, I guess, the one advantage is it makes squinting at your painting easier. I actually know some artists who need glasses and they'll paint a bunch of their painting without glasses first, and then they'll put their glasses on. But yeah, my mom and my dad are both blind without glasses, and I've literally been dreading getting glasses since I was like a child. Because I saw how they were, and I was like, I do not want this ever in my life. Uh, Having said that, I know a ton of artists who wear glasses, so it's not really, we're not in the Middle Ages anymore. Glasses are a thing. It's fine. And if I sound like I'm trying to convince myself, you're mistaken. Michelle is telling me that it is pretty inevitable that our vision will get worse over time. This is true at the moment. It was bound to happen. Yes, that is true. Now you get to wear glasses. You can uh, pretend you're Clark Kent. Sure. True. They are working on a bunch of medications and stuff to help with this. Hopefully one day that all comes out. And by one day, I mean next year. Cassandra says entropy, entropy, entropy. I just uh I just read a book. It's a fantasy book where the people are fighting the good guys are fighting the forces of entropy. Um, it wasn't a very good book, I'll be honest, but it's just funny that you said that. Yes, Michelle. I can cosplay as Clark Kent now. Cassandra got auto-modded. It's fine. Screw you, book. Yes. The book was whatever. Like I said, it was a fantasy book. It wasn't that good. I feel real bad critiquing certain things. Or I feel bad critiquing people like in this way, uh, you know, because I'm like, someone will like the book. I didn't like it, but someone will. And I know the writer tried really hard, so I feel bad. I don't want to say anything negative about it, but yeah, I didn't enjoy it that much. Sandra says, I can't imagine how hard writing a book is. Yeah. Well, so I have a bunch of ideas for like stories or books, right? But um I know that I don't have ideas exactly. I have concepts, right? I have like a premise. I know that I can't take the premise that I have and turn it into a full story. I'm missing so much um ability to take the concepts that I have and turn them into an actual like book or story. uh, because I really respect and know how much work it takes for writers. There's so many things that people don't even consider when they think about writing. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, people don't consider how much like about the world you need to know different things that you don't because I mean there's so many things we don't even know that we don't know. The Dunn-Kruger effect or whatever it's called. And as a writer, you have to like get past that to be able to write a good story about certain things. Yeah, it's insane. I put that in the wrong place. I guess it also depends on the type of writing you do, you know? I mean, certain writing, like I think when I think writing, I often think about like comic books or movies and stuff like that. But there are other types of writing that probably require a completely different set of skills. Um, Still, obviously, still writing, but yeah, I can imagine that it would be difficult in a totally different kind of way. I don't know. Generally speaking, I find writing challenging, even simple things, but I am dyslexic and all that, so having a good reason for it. There is an artist, can't remember his name right now. He teaches a story, I don't want to say writing class, but it's like a story class, um, where it's like how to, you know, block out a story with like single images kind of thing, which I always thought was interesting. Is it brand what? Are you in the wrong chat? Oh, the writer who teaches. No, no, he's an artist who's teaching. Not it's not a writing class, right? Because obviously he's not a writer, but it's a story class. I've have written book. I have read books on like storytelling and how to do that. Especially because of like storyboarding, you need to know how to do all that stuff. But that's very different from like actual writing. It's connected, obviously. It's not like it's a, you know, unrelated thing, but it's not the same. I would never claim it to be. Yeah, it's narrative. Yeah, it is. It, and you have to. There's a lot of overlap. Things you have to know how to convey. You know, the right emotions. You have to know how to, you know, pace things. Like there's a lot of obviously a ton of overlap, but it's also still very, very different from actual writing. And there's also, it's really interesting because there's so many different storytelling techniques, depending on the medium that you're, you know, looking at. Coming from comic books and then going into storyboards and then you know, and getting into oil painting and illustration. Like everything has very, very different approaches to telling a story and conveying it. I'm trying to remember the name of some of the books um, I've read or listened to, um, and I can't remember all of them. There's, geez, there's one about storytelling that's really good that I cannot remember what it's called though. And then for art books, Framed Ink is a great book. I highly recommend that to people. But it's not, that's more like technique. It's not conceptual the same way that like some storytelling books that teach you how to tell a story are. Um, yeah. Trying to remember right now, but I cannot remember the name of all the books. No, that's not right. Hold on a second. There's a famous book about screenwriting, some or story writing about something that can't remember. It's something the cat or something. Can't remember what it's called. That one's very well known. I've heard it recommended. I just never listened to that one. But everyone who wants to be a writer, that type of writer, has recommended it. So one of the things I'm going to try and do with this painting is not, I'm going to try to not overdo the rendering. And what I mean by that is, um, not make everything too smooth and too finished. It's harder. I have a much easier time, not doing that on paintings of men, especially older men. But yeah, I'm gonna give that a try today. But I have the habit of hyper focusing on things a little sometimes. I'm gonna try and bounce around so I don't do that. I know I'm not the only one who does that sometimes. It's very natural, but if you catch yourself doing that in a painting, a lot of times it's a good idea to step back, find a different spot, move on, and come back later. All right, let's take a look at this. Michelle says everything's looking really good. She's coming together. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm just trying to evaluate what all needs to be done next, where I want to focus my efforts and everything. Definitely some fixes that need to happen because things get screwed up as you paint, which is, normal, but I also don't want to go in and do all the details of everything. So I have to figure out how to do that in a way that still, works. It's a delicate balance for sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's the one of the big challenges is, painting uh, implied detail and balancing all those aspects of things. I mean, you know that, but yeah. I'm going to need to buy some more quinacridone rose real soon. Go through it. Paintings like this just eat. Um, just eat. What's it called? Certain colors. I hate it, but yeah, I have to buy more uh, quinacridone rose soon, and I don't know. I'm debating. I have to contact the paint company. They have a quinacridone red that they claim is way more pigmented than any other one. And I'm like, is it the same as the rose? Like, what's going on? Des says I was going to ask about Dresden. What do you mean? Because, oh, Michelle redeemed show cat on stream. I missed that. All right, I can show a cat on stream. It'll take a minute. Mm. Michelle says, wait, no gloves? Oh no, I'm wearing gloves. I take them off sometimes and then I put them back on. But yeah, no, I'm wearing gloves. I might have to throw these ones out though. After a while. Oh, you said because you're redeeming the cat. Yeah. Yeah. Now I reuse my gloves, but eventually they do need to be thrown out. You can only wear them, reuse them so many times. All right. We have a cat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a cat. She's going to be angry because she's an angry cat. She's always angry. Aren't you, little girl? Aren't you always angry? Hey, Donley, welcome. It is me, Sue. Hi, little girl. Nah, she won't do anything to me. She'll hiss at me. But she won't do anything. Little girl, I know you're so angry. Little girl. What? Are you gonna hiss at me again? Are you, oh, you're growling at me. Okay, okay. Shh. You're okay. Little girl. See? She won't do anything to me. She's very cute if she, even if she's grumpy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's always grumpy. She's always like that. But she's a very she's usually very gentle and she like never swipes at me or does anything like that. Like, yeah. So she's just very vocal. So, it is what it is. But I knew she wouldn't, wouldn't scratch or swipe or bite or anything like that. Hey Donley, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Donley is a streamer over on Twitch. Let's check him out. Uh, Don Lee O on Don Lee underscore O on Twitch. But yeah, she's very cute. Michelle says, Misu doesn't like me. She is annoyed by me and the attention I give her. She's annoyed by all the attention anyone gives her, even me. So she's just that way. Donley says, you're lucky I'm not a cat. I'd swipe at you. uh, fair enough. You know, someone tried to hold me like I held Misu, I'd swipe at them too, but different. Family says in a caring cat way. Sure, sure. Actually, just realized I need a different brush. Yeah, she's a funny cat. She did one time bite Michelle. No, scratch Michelle, or I can't remember if she scratched or bit her really bad, but it wasn't intentional. Cats are very stupid, and when they get agitated, they will just lash out, depending on, you know, on the how agitated they are. And there was a stray cat that we rescued and brought inside the house, and that set her off. And she just lashed out unintentionally. There's a term for it where they just react, they're just very reactive. Misdirected anger. Yeah. Well, we brought the stray cat in. That was the problem. Suddenly asks, "Who are you painting?" I don't know. It's a what's it called? Stock image, so I have no idea. He is dressed up like some kind of warrior queen type of thing. I have no idea though what this is from. Oh, no, Donnelly, you're fine. Like I said, it's nobody in particular. Yeah, yeah. I got this photo reference from Unsplash. I use them a lot for photo references. I don't want to. I'm looking to take, I have the abandoned not abandoned, found photo series that I'm still working on. I'll have more work from that in the near future. And then what's it called? Um I want to go and take more photos myself because I don't want to use as much stock images if I can help it. But, it's not something that you just do overnight kind of thing. I guess unless you want to take night photos, in which case you probably do it overnight, but not quickly is the point. I also try not to do too much like composite imaging. Not that I have anything against that. I don't want my paintings to look too illustrative. Um, I don't want them to there's just a look that illustrations get because they are not real and it's just I don't know how to describe it exactly, but yeah, I don't want to have that. Pretty sure we talked about illustration uh recently on the on stream. Donley is asking, "Oh, did you do your class?" I had the first lesson of my workshop. Yeah, yesterday. It went really well. The students are very nice. Some of them have already started working on the homework I gave them, which is great. Um, really looking forward to what they do with it. Only says, "That's great. Have you ever taught a class before?" No, I have not. So hopefully I do a good job. Michelle says you should do an end of class survey so they can write out their thoughts and tell you what things you did great, etc. Yeah, I'm absolutely open for that. That's funny. Cassandra says, please rate your fear on a scale of 1 to 10. That's funny. Michelle says, a little fear isn't a bad thing. It depends on the context. Only says, I know you've taken a number of classes before. Are there some things you saw done in other classes that you felt needed to be different in your class? Uh, Things that needed to be different. I'm definitely uh, taking from other people, like the things that I thought were good. I don't know that I focused as much on like the difference, like on the things that needed to be different, as much as I focused on like what they did right, so I can take that. It's kind of the same thing in a way. Um, hmm. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Mostly my focus was on like all the things people did right and trying, how can I, take that and incorporate that into my class. I think I'm trying to think now. Like some things were like we really got into it fast. There wasn't a ton of like preamble or like a lot of like slowly getting to, we just jumped right in because I've taken classes where a lot of the first couple classes is just like stuff, it's kind of like things you already know. And, I suppose there's a good point to doing that in case someone doesn't know these things, and you're kind of getting everyone on the same page. But I don't know. I've never found that to be all that useful in art classes at least. So we just went right into it. We'll see if they, you know, end up hating that or not. I don't know, but yeah. Some things that I did like from other classes is I really liked um, having the Discord access and being able to ask questions in between lessons. I thought that was very helpful. Um, having having homework because it's online and we're not in person. I thought that was also, I thought the Discord combined with the homework really helped get past the like limitations of Zoom, you know. Because normally in a class, you would be doing a lot of the things in the school, like at the class on location. But that doesn't really work very well. Like them painting along with me during class just doesn't really it it doesn't what's it called? Correlate very well to like the real experience. So I'm not even going to try to have that. So the only person painting during class is me. I'm just talking and doing demos and also reviews and everything. And then I give them homework. But like I said, since we have the Discord, they can ask questions if if they, for some reason, if they hit a wall or they don't understand something, they can ask during the week, um, which I think those two things kind of make up for the lack of in-person class. The funny thing is, if this was an in-person workshop instead of being a 4-week thing, it probably would have been a single weekend. It would be like one weekend, two classes a day with a break, and that's it. So in some ways, I feel like they're getting more out of this by it being online than not. I have been thinking about possibly doing a like online mentorship type of thing, like a one-on-one type of thing. Um, I don't know about that. I've been debating it. I haven't had time to even consider it, but schedules have changed recently, so I've been thinking about it. Conley says, if your course was at college course, what prerequisites might the students need to have before taking it? My current one is, um, I would say it's one of those classes like I wouldn't recommend it to to someone who like needs the basics of painting. It is more for people who can already paint, but who still want to, elevate their painting to be more expressive, um, or more free with it, or people who just, uh, s- I don't want to say struggle with likeness, although what I teach does help with that. This says not coloring inside the lines 101. Luckily that's not a class. I would fail that class. Coloring inside the lines, I mean, I would fail that one all the time. I'm so bad at keeping it, in the right place. But yeah, I don't know. I like I told everyone basically that they should, it's not a class for like complete noobs, basically. There are, a lot of classes out there for people who need the absolute basics. I am not that. That says, and yet he helps me. You're not a complete noob. You can paint. You're really good. You, that's the thing. A lot of painters think they're a lot worse than they are. And um, yeah, a lot of painters really are very hard on themselves. You're really good. You think it might come with the territory? I used to think that. Um, and I understand why it kind of does, but my approach has changed over time, you know. I used to feel way more like that. I think the thing is like we're so used to judging ourselves because we're, you know, you tr as you try and get better, there's obviously some you have to evaluate yourself, and so you judge yourself. Um, the hardest, and there's also this mentality of like if you're not judging, I don't know about you, I've heard this a lot. There's this mentality that if you're not judging yourself, if you're happy with your work, then you won't continue to improve. And I think that's a really bad trap that people fall into. The thing is, it's not about being happy, like complacent with your work. And so you'll, what's it called? You'll, like, you won't improve. I think you can be happy with your work and still see areas that need improvement. There's just, I don't know, there, like, I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do, but I think when you get to a certain level, you should be you should be happy with your work. There's a difference between like being happy with your own work and not being able to see areas where you can improve. Those aren't the same thing, right? Like if I were to run a marathon or something like that, right? Like I will, I'll be happy with my time even if I know that I can do it faster, right? Like just because I could do it faster and just because I could train to be faster doesn't mean that I'm not going to be happy that I finished the race to begin with. Sandra says, yeah, you can be satisfied and see where to improve. I used to put my art away immediately after it was done because I hated it. Yeah. But having it out actually helps me move from evaluation mode to appreciation. It's funny because I think that that's very much dependent on the person. A lot of times, what happens for me is I'll see mistakes or, things I consider mistakes and stuff that need to be changed. And then if the piece is done or whatever, I put it away, somewhere behind me and I don't look at it. And then I come back to it a while later. And a lot of times I'll remember what was wrong with it, but it'll be like, it's really not that big of a deal kind of thing. Or the funnier one is sometimes I'll look at it and be like, what was it again that I was like having an issue with here? I can't remember. And then be like, oh, well, I guess it's not important if I can't remember what it was. So, oh, well, I guess it's done now. Since says I have a notebook and I will occasionally write a sort of post-mortem of things I learned where I improved and what I do differently next time. That's great. I think that's a fantastic thing to do. I think that's really beneficial. I will say this, I don't know that writing it actually um so it'll change for everybody. Like some people writing it will really help, some people it won't help the writing part itself. But the concept is fantastic. I do this sometimes on stream where I'm like I did it today in the beginning, and also I'll do this sometimes at the end of a painting where I like evaluate where the painting's at, what needs to be worked on, and so on. You said Cassandra says I forget everything. That's fair. Personally, I'm dyslexic. As soon as I go to write, my brain goes blank and I won't think of anything to say. And also, I won't remember it if I write it down, versus if I just think about it, I can internalize it more. So everyone's different. That's why I said the writing part will be different for everybody, but the concept regardless is fantastic. How you do things sometimes is more individual than the thing itself, right? But like doing that is just great. Absolutely great. Des asks, did I find that font helped? I have not installed that font, but I because I forgot to. Um I've tried to use that. There's a variation of that font that isn't free, and that so I tried it once, but then I did, the trial period was over or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that font will help or not. I'll have to give it a shot. I don't read uh like long things that much. I often will um I'll put things into speech to text and stuff like that if I can. A lot of times. So there's a lot of times where I just get around it. But yeah, there is a font for anyone who doesn't know that's supposed to help people with dyslexia. Yeah, I don't know how well it really works, but and it probably is very personalized in the sense of like it'll probably work extremely well for some people and then not so good for others. So yeah. Knowing me, I'll be like the one stupid brained person who's like, "Oh, this makes it harder for me for some reason." I did not like that texture very much, so I'm going to change it. I'm already thinking about dinner. It's not a good sign. Hey, Susie, welcome. Random viewer here. I love the abstract feel of this painting. Thank you, and thank you for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. Uh, Random viewers are welcome here. Vinny, painting is looking great so far. Love the striking background. Thank you, Vinny. How are you doing? And Susie, how are you doing? It's nice to meet you. Are you an artist? A lot of people who stop by are, so I always ask. Susie says, I'm fine, thank you. Good. Pleasure to meet you. Yes, I am an artist. Well, that's great. We got quite a few people, quite a few artists, viewers, and people who participate in the Discord. I don't know if you're familiar with Discord or not, but it's a cool community, and we do special events occasionally, like Portrait Artist of the Year Paint Along, which is a lot of fun. So if that's something that you think you'd be interested in, um, I can describe that and get into it. But basically, we pretend we're on the show and have fun with it. But yeah, and like I said, the Discord's a great place. It's not the busiest Discord in the world, which is nice because it won't drive you nuts. And then at the same time, there's a lot of good information and help that you can get from it too. Links cannot be posted there, unfortunately, Des, but there should be links in the description on YouTube. Finney says that's an awesome activity. Des says, wait, I don't spam Discord enough? I think our Discord is perfect as far as like how busy it is. You know, I don't I don't feel like it's too busy. I don't feel like it's spammy. But you know, it's also a good place to talk with people, and you know, if anyone ever needs art help or wants to discuss art things, it's a great place. Susie says, "Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Discord. That sounds intriguing. Sounds like many laughs and giggles. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there should be a link in the description. If there isn't, let me know, but there should be. Um, and yeah, you can join the Discord and have a good time. Um, like I said, I don't think it's the busiest Discord, which, you know, is a plus or a negative depending on your personality, I guess. And no, Des, you don't spam the Discord. You're all good. I know you're joking, but yeah. But yeah, the last portrait artist of the year paint along we did recently, a couple weeks ago. It was a lot of fun. I have a video on, um, I think it's in my shorts on YouTube actually. And you can, if you go towards the end of it, you can see all everyone else who participated. You can see their artwork there as well. I mean, I made the video as a time lapse of mine because I have the most footage of it. But yeah, you can see everyone's artwork there. Join, thank you, awesome. Oh, thank you for stopping by and joining. I'm glad you did. What kind of artwork do you do? You can also post it in the Discord. There is a like share your artwork spot if that's something you want to do. But Vinny, what are you up to today, this weekend? You do abstract art self-taught. Interesting. Very interesting. I've never been able to get in like to do abstract art. Um, I used to not have the most positive view on it, though my opinions on abstract art have changed a lot over the years. There's an on PBS on YouTube. There's an art what's it called? An art channel or an art show. Oh, what is it called? I'm forgetting the name of it. They don't post anymore, unfortunately. But they did a lot of videos about different artists, different art movements, and so on. And I found it very illuminating, and it gave me a different perspective on a lot of like abstract art and artwork, modern art, and stuff like that, which I really appreciated. Um, what is this style called? Uh, well, this is just, I mean, this will end up being a lot more finished. So this is just the process, but I don't know. This is just portraiture. As far as the style, yeah, I don't entirely know what to call it. I try to bring in abstract elements into my art to make it very, you know, a lot of times people call it loose or painterly, I don't I don't know that there's an actual like name for it though. Um, you should check out Nicholas Uribe. He has an art channel called Our Painted Lives. Really, really good. Highly recommend him. Let's see. Finney says working on overcoming perfectionism by trying to draw perfect lines. Adela's enjoying the meditation. Interesting. Susie says, yes, I love the abstract element. Yeah, I'm trying to incorporate those into my painting, and it is definitely a push and pull type of thing where it's like you know, I want to I want to have those abstract elements in my painting, but at the same time, I want to put in all the details and everything. So it's definitely a balancing act of trying to get all those things to work together. You feel it's more fun than realism? I can see that. It's definitely, I mean, abstract I could see being more free for sure. I personally, I think I like the challenge of realism. So the fact that it's, um, you know, I guess I don't want to say harder because I don't think that's the accurate word, but uh, technically in the like from a from the side of like technical skills might be more difficult. I like that. If that makes sense. Wait, I'm not sure I followed those. You think that it throwing paint from 3 feet away would be a way of overcoming perfectionism, or sorry, there's two chats going on, by the way. So Susie, on Twitch, there's another chat happening. So I'm trying to be clear about who's saying talking about what, you know. Um, but Finney's talking about overcoming perfectionism, so that's the conversation they're having there. Um, and the process of doing these lines is meant to really trying to draw to get to let go of trying to draw perfect. Okay, interesting. That is one of the reasons I like painting smoke. I can go kind of abstract with the smoke. And that is one thing I really do. And I do enjoy painting. I have a series of paintings with smoke that like center around people smoking and stuff like that. Even though I'm really quite adamantly against smoking, but yeah, I do like painting it. I just saw a really cool pen today for artists that I thought was so cool looking. It's like called uh, a push blade pen or something like that, and it like the top of it pushes in, and it that's how it sucks up the ink from the base, and it has this really cool looking like curved blade as the like paint nib or the pen nib, and you so you can draw with the tip and make really fine lines, or you can use the wider side and make flatter, thicker lines and so on. I don't know, it looked really cool. Cassandra says, I saw that pen, it looks neat. It does look neat. I don't do pen work anymore that I even need it, but it looks so neat. Like I literally don't do pen and ink anymore, and I'll be honest, I don't think pen and ink is in my future anytime soon. At least not that kind of pen and ink, but yeah. Susie says, found your oh wait, hold on. Susie says, I keep seeing a vision in my head of a woman holding one of those long cigarettes. I want to paint it someday. Nice, that would be fun. Susie says, I found your Discord. You look similar to the character in Superman, to that character. No, I do not. If you're, I don't look. I'm not sure who it is. I think you might mean Aquaman just because of the hair, but I do not. I don't look like any of the superheroes. I wish I did, and maybe I should start taking steroids, but no, I do not. But thank you. I appreciate it. It's quite the compliment. I don't know if you've seen the commercial. There's a commercial uh, where it's what's his name? Jason Momoa, and he's doing this commercial, and he gets home, and he's taking off his muscles like a suit, like he's taking it off in pieces. I'm like, I look more like the after than the before. So he says, "Oh, one of those bad guys locked in the prison. They wore all black." Right. Okay. Cassandra says, I see. So smoking bad, steroids good. No, steroids also bad. From what my understanding. That's why I'm not taking them. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Susie. I appreciate that. Susie's saying those guys locked in the prison, they wore all black. Okay. Well, at least I look, you know, actually I look far overfed compared to the prisoners in most movies. So, you know, eh, maybe I should go on a prison diet for a short time. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I often wonder what uh Susie's LOLing at it. Um, let's see. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. My brain just. Oh, the prison food sounds awful. That it's like one of the things where I'm just like, that's I I don't know. Like obviously prison sounds awful in general, but like the food in prison just sounds horrendous. So I should mention this for anyone who's new, for the eyes, I usually leave the eyes for the end. I have the general shape and everything, but I don't get into the details of the eyes until I'm at the very end because I feel like it's pointless to go in, detail the eyes, only to then possibly have to change it, um, or adjust the whole painting to match those eyes. So I leave it till the end. Well, end might be a little dramatic, but towards the end. I used to do it the opposite. The idea was do the eyes first. If you don't get them right, there's no point in doing the rest of the drawing or painting or whatever it is. But over the years, I've gotten more confident with my ability to get it right. Oh, eventually. And I think it works better uh, overall for the painting process. Trying to get the detail in the ear here. Sandra says, I save eyes as a treat. That sounds like I eat eyeballs. It does. To be clear, I don't eat eyeballs. That's exactly what someone who does eat eyeballs would say. So I don't know. I don't know if I believe you now. Sandra says, no, my secret is out. Uh-huh. He says General Zod's crew, the character's name uh not, I can't see that last thing because of the heart. I'll see it in a minute. I was talking about, oh, that's who you're talking about? You had to look it up. Yeah, yeah. You do the eyes first? Yeah, I used to do the eyes first. A lot of people do. I know that I've seen that with a lot of people. You like to bring the face to life with the eyes? Yep, I know. A lot of people do. It's very common. That's where I got it from originally. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just, over the years, I've gotten to the place where I think for me at least, it's more beneficial because part of the reason is because of how I paint, none of the painting is finished until the end, right? The whole thing still needs work. I kind of bring the whole painting to a finish all at once is a little presumptuous, but near. Like I won't do a section by section like some artists do, or you do the eyes and then you move on. Like everyone works differently. There's none of these are like the right or wrong way of doing it. But the way I learned and the way I do it is all at once. So it's not finished, nothing's finished until it just kind of all comes to a finish. It's a little exaggerated because realistically, pieces will be done before others, but it'll be close. It won't be like there won't be a section of the canvas or panel that's like completely finished, just waiting for me to finish the rest of it. It says I do the eyes when I'm feeling down about about the place and you need encouragement to keep going because if I get the eyes right, then the rest is just icing. Yep. The reason I started doing this was because I heard that what's John Singer Sargent supposedly did it this way. And that's where like why I tried it to begin with. But then I did like it and I was just like, oh, this kind of works for me. I think I'm going to cut today's stream a little short compared to my normal weekend streams. I've had a pretty long week and yeah, I definitely feel myself running out of steam slowly. Also, I'll be honest, I will be playing Elden Ring some more, so there's that. Um, I can't help it. It is the release weekend. But yeah, no, teaching the class yesterday also took a bit out of me, you know. I did I started two paintings in the class yesterday to as a demo. So, yeah, this is wrong here. Is that right? Yeah, that's better. There we go. The color is wrong, but the placement is better now. Susie says, great, well, follow subbed here. Oh, you do gaming on YouTube? I love watching that too. I do not do gaming on YouTube. No, I just do painting on my stream. I'm glad you like it. Unfortunately, I don't do gaming. So what's it called? Um, I stream 3 times a week on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Oh, this Tuesday will not be Tuesday night. It will be an early Tuesday stream, worth mentioning. Yes, I am streaming early on Tuesday. Used to be Tuesday nights. This Tuesday it's going to be earlier than normal. Um, so yes. But no, I don't do streaming otherwise. I don't do like gameplay and stuff like that. I think Don Lee is behind on the stream. YouTube did, I think, may have done him dirty. Um, he has a history with the YouTube app for some reason, showing him the past instead of current time. I might be wrong. That says I'm going to redraw my newest project tonight and rest. I had a hard week. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he says, awesome. Look forward to seeing this painting at the end. Yeah, absolutely. Um, I usually take my paintings to like 99% done on stream. There'll always be like just the slightest amount of something that I need to do later, but yeah, pretty much. Uh, Des says, don't to Susie, don't forget to post your socials on Discord. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, Kara is the new one that we are slowly transitioning to. Hopefully, right? Hopefully it keeps taking off. I am slowly uploading everything, very slowly uploading everything to Kara. I've been real busy, so it's been on the slower side, but yeah, I'm slowly updating it to get everything there. All right. I can feel my attention span, just my focus just fading, and if I keep going, I know I'm going to end up making more mistakes than solving things, which is just going to mean I have more things to solve later, and I don't want to do that to myself. So I'm going to stop while I can. Um, Thank you everybody for stopping by. I appreciate it. Susie, it's great to meet you. Look forward to seeing your art in the Discord and so on. Good luck, Des, with your painting tonight. I hope it works out. Finny, good luck not being a perfectionist. It's really not worth it. Being a perfectionist is, I've heard someone say that perfectionism is really just fear of making a mistake. I don't know if that's entirely true, but it never works in your favor. So, you know, don't worry about it. Uh, yes. And thank you, everybody. I'll be back on Tuesday. Yes, that's it. Have a good night, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye.